Welcome to Devendra Sir's YouTube channel. I have seen several YouTube channels on mathematics and other subjects and found that there is a lot of hue and cry about subscription and liking. Here on this channel, I'm not going to ask you about the subscription or for liking. I am concentrating on the core concept which must be instilled in your brain and make you so strong by wit so that you can handle difficult situations. This is my main objective. I promise you that I will give you solution to your problems, and this is my core concern. Nothing else, but at last, if you like my channel, you will be compelled to like it and to subscribe it. Again, I'm saying you that my objective is to fulfill your needs because this is very important time. Here I cannot make too much of hue and cry on my channel that you subscribe it or you like it. Simply come to the core of the topic. Try to understand it because we have limited time. So it is essential to go through the lessons only. At the end of each lesson, I'm going to give you some important questions. I'm not guaranteeing you again that that will be asked like other channels, that will be asked in the paper, but you will be so strong that you can understand the things well and you can solve it. In this chapter, I'm going to do 4 or 5 sums on square completing method of solving quadratic equations. So my main topic is again uh, quadratic equation, which I was continuing in my previous classes, quadratic equations and standard 10th, standard 10th. And I think this has been simply opted out of the syllabus by solving any quadratic equation by square completing method, but still I must have little bit of knowledge because the quadratic formula came from this only. So I think there is some importance of this square completing which bring that x equal to minus b plus minus root over b square minus 4ac upon 2a. That was derived by square completing method only. So I'm taking question 1 of your exercise NCERT 4.3. This is concerning on solving the quadratic equation by a square completing method. So question 1, it says that you check whether it can be solved by square completing or not. So as I told you that no need of wasting your time, simply check whether it can be solved or not. So you're finding here the coefficient of x squared to be 2, coefficient of x to be minus 7 and constant term to be 3. So the first objective is whether it is solvable or not is to find the discriminant. So I am finding the discriminant first to save our time, b square minus 4ac. So that is minus 7 square minus 4 into 2 into 3. You are getting 49 minus 24. So that is 25. I am finding d to be greater than 0. So yes, the equation has real roots. The equation has real roots and it can be solved. So this has real roots. This I came to know. Now there is a simple formula, that is a square completing method. In square completing, I will suggest you to make this coefficient free. So divide the equation by 2. Make the coefficient of x square free. So that is dividing by 2 on both sides. So if you divide the equation by 2 on both sides, you are getting x square minus 7 by 2x plus 3 by 2 equal to 0 upon 2, that gives 0. So going to the next page, x square minus 7 by 2x plus 3 by 2 is equal to 0. And now I'm using the formula a square minus 2ab plus b square equal to a plus b whole square. So this is a means x square minus 2 into, for a I have to adjust this, so 2 into x into, how to bring this b, that is simply divide this by 2x, you will get b. So that will be, I think, 7 by 4 is b. Add the square of this, again subtract the square of this because this is not the part of the equation, and write 3 by 2 as 0. So don't disturb this one, you simply add this square and subtract this. Now if you use the formula a minus b whole square, you will get this as x minus 7 by 4 whole square is equal to, if you bring it to right side, it's 49 by 16 minus 3 by 2. On solving, it is giving 16 as the LCM. So it's 49 to the 98 minus 48, and that is I'm getting x minus 7 by 4 whole square equal to 79, 7 by 4 whole square equal to 49 by 16 minus 3 by 2. 2 and 16 had LCM 16. So this would be 49 only. I am mistaken here. This is 49 only. This is 49 minus 2. 8 is 16, so 8 3 is 24. So this is 24. So if you subtract it, this gives you 25 by 16. So I'm finding x minus 7 by 4 whole square to be 25 by 16, and x minus 7 by 4 equal to plus minus 5 upon 4. I'm taking the square root on both sides. So this can give you plus minus sign both. So once the value of x will be 7 by 4 plus 5 by 4, and in other case x will be 7 by 4 minus 5 by 4. So that is 12 by 4 is equal to 3, and this is 2 by 4 equal to 1 by 2. So you are getting the answer as, if you write it as solution set, the answers are 3 and half. So this is the value of x. No need to do other sums, because all sums can be done by the similar method, and also this exercise has been cut off from the syllabus. So I do not think it is essential to go to the sum number 2 or sum number 3 or sum number 4. Simply I am doing question 1 part 3, because sometimes the people find that if there is a root, it will be a difficult question. So I am doing this one also. This is question number 3 is 0. Again you have to make it free, so divide throughout by 4. Divide throughout by 4. So this is x square plus root 3x plus 3 by 4. Divide by 4 on both sides. Why I am doing this? The purpose is very clear. The purpose is very clear because you have to make this x square free from this coefficient. That is easier to do it, because later on you have to adjust, so that is not needed at all. And this is 0 by 4, so that is 0 again. So I'm getting x square plus 2 into x into root 3 by 2 plus root 3 by 2 whole square minus root 3 by 2 whole square. I have added this and subtracted this. and plus 3 by 4 equal to 0. This particular thing gives me a plus b whole square this time. So x plus root 3 by 2 whole square is equal to 3 by 4. This is 3 by 4 and this is 3 by 4 minus. So result is 0 here. So this is the case when discriminant is 0. So you can find it. D is b square minus 4ac, where you are getting coincidental roots. 4 root 3 whole square minus 4 into 4 into 3. So 4 is 16 into 3 minus 16 into 3. So you are getting 48 minus 48. So D becomes 0, and this is the case when roots are equal. The roots are real and equal, and that is coming the same. Both the roots are x plus root 3 by 2 is equal to plus minus 0 लिखना जरूरी नहीं, there is no need to write it. So x equal to minus root 3 by 2, and I have to repeat this root twice because this has repeated roots and both roots are real. So this is the answer. If you write it in solution set, you will write minus 3 by 2, and solution set mein I cannot repeat this, so I'll write it like that only. So x has two values again. Basic thing is that to do some word problems on this basis, and there is no need to follow this square completing method. You can do it by any method. So question 3 is again in some different form. X minus 1 by x equal to 3, and you are asked to solve for x. So what I do, take LCM x, write 1 here for make it more simplified. X square minus 1 equal to 3, and on cross multiplication I am getting x square minus 1 is 3x, and express it in a standard form. X square minus 3x minus 1 is 0, and now you can follow either of the method, whichever you like. And in this question it has been written here that x cannot be equal to 0. You better know the meaning of this, because if x becomes 0, something by 0 becomes undefined, and hence this sum becomes undefined, and hence they have put a condition here. So in the answer, if I get 0, I will not accept it. I will reject the answer, because already it has been provided that x cannot be taken as 0. But here again, if you go for a square completing, what will you write? A equal to 1, b equal to minus 3, c equal to minus 1. I am checking d first, because in previous sum I did not check it, and later on I have to check. So minus 3 square minus 4, 1 into minus 1, you're getting 9 plus 4, that is 13. Again it is greater than 0, so real roots, real and distinct roots. Distinct roots are possible. So if I go on that formula, square completing, so now square completing is taking place. Square completing is beginning from here. So write x square minus 2 into x into 3 by 2. This is b, so 3 by 2 ka square added, 3 by 2 ka square subtracted, and minus 1 is 0. So the result is x minus 3 by 2 whole square is equal to 9 by 4 minus, this minus 1 becomes plus 1 here. So x minus 3 by 2 whole square equal to 4 LCM. This is 13 by 4. So x minus 3 by 2 is equal to plus minus root 13 upon 2. And if I solve it, I'll get x equal to 3 by 2 plus root 13 by 2, and another value will be 3 by 2 minus root 13 by 2. So that is 3 plus root 13 by 2 and 3 minus root 13 by 2. These are the two solutions. Sometimes we write it together, x equal to 3 plus minus root 13 by 2. This is a complex root having some irrational part also. So roots can be rational or irrational because both are the part of real numbers. Going to the next question of this third question, third part. I'm thinking this is second part only. This is second part only. This is second part only. 1 upon x plus 4 minus 1 upon x minus 7 is equal to 11 upon 30. Again, there are two conditions. X cannot be equal to minus 4 and x cannot be equal to 7. That is provided here. X cannot be equal to minus 4 and x cannot be equal to 7, because if it happens, what will be the condition of this sum? You'll find that this sum becomes undefined, and hence let it be defined here and continue the sum. So I'll take LCM here. So this becomes x plus 4 into x minus 7. This is the LCM. Divided by x plus 4, you are getting x minus 7 at the numerator part. Divided by x minus 7, you are getting x plus 4, but you have to change the sign here because minus is preceding, and that is very important thing to mind, that whenever minus is preceding and there are a lot of terms in other bracket, you have to put a bracket and then open the bracket cautiously so that there should be no mistake at all, because here the chance of mistake is prevalent, because people do mistakes. They do not write bracket here and they commit mistakes and then they find it difficult. So x square, if I multiply these two, I'm getting x square plus 4x. Term by term multiplication is going on, just like polynomial multiplication. 7 4s are 28 equal to 11.30. And these all can be written as implies that and equal to, because 2 equal to cannot be written together. So this xx, the variable, gets cancelled at the top. Minus 11 upon x square minus 3x minus 28 is equal to 11 by 30. Sometimes I cancel this 11 and 11, but many students raised an objection that why do you cancel it? So better I am writing like this: 11 into x square minus 3x minus 28 equal to minus 11 into 30. And now it's better to cancel it because this is the common factor that can be cancelled. So x square minus 3x minus 28 is equal to minus 30, and bring all of them to one side to make it in standard form. So minus 28 plus 30 is 0. You are getting the equation as x square minus 3x plus 2 is 0. Here a is 1, b is 3 negative, c is 2. So if you calculate discriminant here, b square minus 4ac, that gives you minus 3 square minus 4 into 1 into 2. This is just for checking whether the root exists or not, real roots. 9 minus 8 is 1, which is greater than 0. So real roots exists. So real root, real and distinct root, real and different roots. Distinct and different are the same thing. Distinct roots are possible. And my equation is this one only. So I lift it from here and take it to another page for completing the square, because everywhere there is a method called completing the square method. Let me check the sum whether I have committed mistake or not. Yeah, I have committed mistake here. I should write plus 2. And then if I complete the square, there is no need to free the coefficient here because the coefficient of x square is 1. So minus 2 into x into 3 upon 2 plus again the same thing, add square of this, subtract this because this was not in the sum, and plus 2 is left undisturbed. So this whole thing gives you a minus b whole square, that is x minus 3 by 2 whole square, that is equal to 9 upon 4 minus 2 upon 1. So if you take the LCM, this becomes 4 and this becomes 9 minus 8, that is 1 by 4. So x minus 3 by 2 whole square equal to 1 by 4. It implies that if you take root on both sides, you are getting x minus 3 by 2 equal to plus minus 1 by 2. And then x becomes 3 by 2 plus 1 by 2. and in next case x becomes 3 by 2 minus 1 by 2. This is 4 by 2 on cancellation gives 2. This is 2 by 2 on cancellation gives 1. So those are totally different from that negative 4 and 7. So 2 and 1 are accepted. Hence the value of x is equal to 2 and x equal to 1, or simultaneously if you want to write it in a solution set, you will write 2, 1 are the solution. So this is the value. I think the things have very well understood by you. Now there's no need to do this square completing too much because you know the process. Actually, I'm emphasizing because of the historical importance of this formula, because in ancient days mathematician worked hard to find that formula of x equal to minus b plus minus root over b square minus 4ac upon 2a. That was actually brought by this process which I already discussed in your previous class. So therefore I emphasize on this topic. Now there are some word problems, and in case of these word problems I'm not going to follow this process. The process is very simple. You can do it either by factorization method if you think it is easier. You can do it by using quadratic formula. You can do it by square completing method. Even graphical methods are also practiced in ICSE syllabus, but in our syllabus it is not at all given by graphical solutions. Simply we have to have the concept of that graphs of quadratic forms. So there is no need to follow this process. You can go by either of the process, whichever you think is proper. They do not ask you in the paper that do it by this method only. They do not ask you at all. So you can follow either of the method, whichever you are confident enough. Question 4 is a word problem. Word problem is always a word problem is a problem to child. Every time I find that people do not understand what the sum says. So I'll I'll tell you, to become an expert in this, you have to go through the sum in between the lines several times so that your concept of the sum, what the sum tries to say, that is to be understood. And if you understand that thing, I think you can frame equations, because from 8th onwards you are framing equations only. And once you frame the equation, you can solve it easily by using either of the method. So I'm not in a hurry to go so quick, but actually what I have to understand what the sum says. And here the weakness of English will mar some students who do not know English very well, because this wording is totally in English. So try to read this English and translate it in your mind, whatever lingual you are, from where you are Bengali or you are Tamil, but this is all in English. So translate it in your own language. The sum of the reciprocal of Rahman's age in years 3 years ago and 5 years from now. So there is only one person. He is Rahman. So what shall I do? Let Rahman's present age, because everything is done. If you know the present, you can say the past, you can say the future. So you should be in present. So Rahman's present age, I suppose X. I suppose Rahman's present age is X. So 3 years ago, his age will be 3 years ago, his age, as you go back, so you subtract 3 years, this much years, and 5 years from now, this is one condition, and 5 years from now means 5 years later, his age is X plus 5 years. Now I have done the thing, the basics of the thing, and now according to question, the question says sum of the reciprocals of ages. So what is the reciprocal? The inverse of this. sum of the reciprocals. This is the reciprocal of one of these, and the other, when reciprocated and added, sum of reciprocals is equal to 1 by 3 years. Is 1 by 3. Is 1 by 3. So now I have to find the present age. So main objective is to find present age, but there are two conditions: 3 years ago and 5 years later. I have to understand that if I go 3 years ago, I'll subtract 3 years from my age, and if I want to go 5 years later, I'll add 5 years to my age. Then I'll read the sum, because I'm not in a hurry to go. I have to make the conditions first clear, and then once the condition is clear, then I go to read the sum again, and that says the sum of the reciprocal. So the reciprocal of this is 1 upon x minus 3, and the reciprocal of this is 1 upon x plus 5. And they say the sum of these two, so I've added these two and writing equal to 1 by 3 according to question. So if I write to the left side, I have to take the LCM again. So the two products are the LCM, x plus 5 and x minus 3. And here I'm getting x plus 5 plus x minus 3 on simplification is 1 by 3. Many children has no idea of this simplification. Sometimes they commit mistake here also. But I think you are a improved lot. You will not be facing trouble because you might have studied these things in earlier classes. For class 10th, you must have good command over LCM of the numbers when they are different. This is equal to 1 by 3. So 2x plus 2 multiplied by 3 on cross multiplication is equal to x square 5 minus 3 2x minus 15, and 6x plus 3 2 ja 6 is equal to x square plus 2x minus 15. So I can write x square plus 2x minus 15 minus 6x minus 6 is 0. And the quadratic equation which I am getting is x square minus 2 minus 6 minus 4x and minus 21 is 0. This is the quadratic equation which I am bringing to the next page. X square minus 4x minus 27. X square minus 4x minus 21 is 0. Here I have a choice. I can go by either of the method. Whether I can go by square completing method, or I can think of factorization method, or I can think of formula method. But before going to that, I'll calculate D here, because it is most important thing to calculate D, because we know in advance that this has real solution or not. C is equal to minus 21. So if I calculate discriminant, that is b square minus 4ac, and on calculation I'm getting minus 4 square minus 4 into 1 into minus 21. So that is 16 minus plus 21 4 ja 84. So this is very clearly coming 100, and that is a perfect square and also greater than 0. So therefore real and distinct roots are possible. Real and distinct roots, and how to find that? I can go by square completing or by middle term splitting also, which I have studied in earlier chapters. So better it is by doing by square completing method. So 3 7 are 21. I am writing 3x minus 7x. This is plus 3x minus 7x gives me minus 4 as the sum. The sum is minus 4 and the product is minus 21, which I have already brought, and this is 0. So I'm using different process here which you are accustomed of. You have studied in the previous chapter the middle term splitting method, and you have got a bright idea of that, how to do that, because you have been doing that thing from earlier classes. So x plus 3 and x minus 7 are two factors which is to be simultaneously equated. So if x plus 3 is equal to 0, this gives x equal to minus 3. And when x minus 7 equal to 0, this gives x equal to 7. So the answer set gives minus 3 and 7 is the solution set of this equation, and minus 3 and 7 are the two numbers coming. But here one question arises in my brain that age cannot be negative, so this number is not accepted, because you have to think of the quantity, whether it is distance, whether it is age, so that cannot be negative. So this negative age cannot be accepted. You can write here why I'm rejecting it. Age can never be negative, because in word problem you have to take it into your mind that if the condition says about the age or about something like that, you have to take care of the negative thing. Negative quantity cannot be. So x equal to 7 means Rahman's present age. You can write the answer clearly because this is a word problem. So Rahman's present age is 7 years. Now, if there is a doubt in your brain that whether my answer is correct or not, what do? You simply think of the condition. They say 3 years ago. So what will be the age of Rahman 3 years ago if his present age is 7 years? 3 years ago, his age will be 7 minus 3. And 5 years later, his age will be 12. 7 plus 5. And if this adds up to 1 by 3, my answer is correct. So let us check it. I am putting it in this condition only, reciprocal condition only, here only. The value of x is getting substituted. This is simply for my satisfaction that where I have done it correctly or not. 7 minus 3 is 4, and this is 1 upon 12. If you take the LCM, that becomes 12. 4 3 are 12 plus 1, and that gives you 4 by 12, and that is the fantastic answer, and this satisfies my brain. So no one can make it wrong, and if someone make it, then I can fight for my marks, because this is the real thing. You must have so much of power in your brain that you can defy others, which I used to do in my student life. I think the people should go to the teacher, tell him that where I am wrong, face him. If he wants to show you your paper, you go to the school, see the paper, see the mistakes, and if you have done somewhere wrong, commit it and rectify it. And if you are correct, then fight it for the marks. This should be the motto. Anyway, this is the board question where you will not get a chance. So your paper will be speaking everything. So be clear, be transparent in your writing, and clearly observe the facts, observe the given conditions, make the equation, solve it, and be confident enough that you are right. So this is the first question of that word problem, question number 4. Question 5. Question 5 is saying in a class test the sum of Cephali's marks in mathematics and English is 30. And further it says, had she got 2 marks more in mathematics and 3 marks less in English, the product of their marks would have been 210. Find her marks in 2 subjects. So the basic thing is that the sum total of both the subjects that Cephali is getting, sum total of the marks of both the subjects what Cephali is getting is 30. So if it is 30 in both mathematics and English, what I have to do, I cannot use two variable here. So I will let her marks in mathematics is equal to x. Since the sum total is 30 only, so Cephali's marks in English will be total minus x. Will be total minus, that is total is 30 marks. So you can write here math plus English is 30, and if I let math to be x, so what will be the English? English will be 30 minus x. There also I have used some linear equation type of thing. Now according to some it says that if she gets, had she got 2 marks more in mathematics, so I'll write here according to the question 2 marks more in mathematics, that means x plus 2, and 3 marks less in English. 3 marks less in English means 30 minus x minus 3. This is according to question. In English she is getting this much marks. In maths according to question she is getting this much marks. So this is x plus 2 and this is 30 minus 3 is 27 minus x. 27 minus x. And they say the product will be, so this is the product of marks. Product of marks in English and this is 210, I think. Is 210. Now again, this is not a standard quadratic equation, so I have to simplify it. Term by term multiplication helps me to do this. 27x plus 54 minus x square minus 2x minus 210 is 0. So you are getting negative x square, 27 minus 2 plus 25x, and 54 minus 210 is minus again 10 minus 4 is 6, 10 minus 5 is 5, and 1, that is 0. So if you take negative common here, it becomes x square minus 25x plus 156 is 0. And if you remove this minus, so upon minus 1, this goes off from here, that is 0. So I'm going to the next page. My equation is x square minus 25x plus 156, and that is to be solved. X square minus 25x plus 156 is to be solved. 156 is to be solved. So again I'm going for D. D is equal to B square minus 4 into 1 into C. For checking, just 625 minus 524. How much you're getting? 4 6 are 24, 2, 4 5 are 20 into 22, carry 2, 4 1 are 4 into 6. This is 624. So that's very simple. I'm getting 1 here, and which is again greater than 0. So roots are real and distinct. And if I get roots are real and distinct, I can go by either of the process. So I'm finding sum to be minus 25 and product to be 156. And if I take 13 into 12, the table must be strong here. For doing middle term splitting, your table must be strong. So if you do it 13 12 ja, you are getting 156 as the product and minus 25, negative 13 and negative 12. So I'm factorizing it by middle term splitting method. Minus 13x minus 12x plus 156 is 0. If you take common x, x minus 13, take 12 common, x minus 13 is 0. Again here I am hinting you that if you're taking negative common, you must change the sign, otherwise the eyes of the factor will be different. So have a precaution here to check the sign and check the sign change here. So you're getting x minus 13 as one of the factor that is to be equated 0, and x minus 12 as the other factor that is to be equated 0. So x can be 13 and x can be 12. I can take either of the number, and now is the checking part. Now is the checking part whether I am correct or not, because it says that her marks is 30 and which I am not getting here. If x is 30, this is the maths ka marks, then she should have 30 minus 13, 17 marks in English. In English she will be getting 13 marks, 17 marks. In maths she got 13 marks. And I do not think this is sufficing my answer, because the product gives 210 and that in no way is coming here. But I can check that condition, that if she might have got how many marks less in mathematics. They say 2 marks more in mathematics and 3 marks less in English. So let me check it. 2 marks more in mathematics, that is 13 plus 2 is 15 here, and 3 marks less in English, that is 14 here, and 14 into 15, I think it is becoming 210. So I am satisfied now. 210, this is correct. So there are two set of answers here. If she gets 13 marks in maths, she might have got 17 marks in English, or if she gets 12 marks in maths, she will get 30 minus 12, that is 18 marks in English. And again in this answer, if I am checking that she might have got 2 marks less in mathematics, so she might have got 10 only, and 3 marks more in English, so 18 plus 3, 21, 21 into 10 is 210 only. So both the answers are satisfying, so I am very much satisfied with the answer now, because I have checked my process. So her marks can be, Shefali's marks can be, there are two possibilities here, can be maths is equal to 13 marks, English equal to 17 marks, or maths equal to 12 marks and English equal to 18 marks. So there are two possibilities, and which are both satisfying the answer. So I have done a lot in this chapter now, and there are a lot of conditions provided here. Again, I am telling you to go through the sums in between lines. Reading is very important here. Word problem is seeming difficult to the kids who do not read the sum at all, and they go simply saying the teacher that I could not understand this, because it needs little bit of deep reading into the sums. Read the sum, get the condition derived, express it in terms of variable, and solve it. This is the purpose of the exercise. And every time you can follow, as I have told you, that you are independent to follow either of the method, whether it is a square completing method, in which your word style, you can use that. You can go for that factorization method. Sometimes factorization becomes difficult, where the table is not very strong because you've not practiced. There you can go by prime factorization method, but again the pairing becomes difficult in case of prime factorization. So in the next exercise we will be having this brilliant formula, that is minus b plus minus root over b square minus 4ac upon 2a. But before that, I'm finding a lot of sums here, because those are very, very important. Sums 8, 9, 10, 11. That will be taking in the next lecture. I will never leave anything unturned in this exercise, because Lot of sums are very important. They are repeating boards, and in every exercise I am finding that type of sum, which I'm finding here in this exercise at question number 10. I'm hinting this question number 10 because this is the most important question which have been asked, and everywhere there is a concept. In question 9 there is a concept of reciprocal, because when you used to do some sums based on time and work, you used to do, if a person finishes a work in 10 days, in one day he can finish 1/10 of the work. So that concept is to be used in class in sum number 9. So similarly, there are a lot of concepts to be discussed in the next class. So we'll be taking the next class the next time and sending you the lecture. Again, I'm telling you, I'm not asking for your liking or for your subscribing the channel. If you find it useful enough, because I cannot go for hue and cry and lot of music and lot of bump and pump and show. I can simply give you the core subject fundamentals, and that you have to understand. Goodbye again. I'll see you in the next class. Thank you.